Hello. Hope you all can hear me. I am also going to be broadcasting on my um, business page and on Facebook. So I'm just going to give a couple minutes so that we can get set up. Let me do that now. Oh, you got allergy going on. Be starting in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to make sure I have the chat available. There we go. We're going to be starting in a couple of minutes. I'm also going to be going live on my Facebook business page. Up. We still have a couple of minutes. We started at 7. We have about 2 more minutes, so we'll get started shortly. You guys, I have or allergy. Oh, that's really dark. Oh, that's a little dark. I'm just trying to a little bit just okay, that should do it. How's that, you guys? Excuse me, I have a little bit of allergy. So I'm trying to make sure we have enough lighting. Here we go. Let's see, I might have to bring it over here. Sorry, guys. But it's crazy because it's still light. All right. I'm just going to move this over here. Lighting. All right. I don't know how much light we're going to have, but I did turn on my, excuse me, you guys. I am having like a little bit of post-nasal drip today. I don't know. So we are going to get started. Welcome. If you see me looking over here, it's because I am broadcasting on my Facebook page. Hello. How are you? And that is Catered to the Bride. And I'm also broadcasting on my YouTube channel, which is Catered to the Bride. So welcome. So you guys, we are going to talk about my 5 tips to have a royal wedding. And I have some notes because I did not want to skip a beat. I did not want to come up short anything. I want to make sure you guys have everything that you need so that you can have a wedding of your dreams. Okay, so if you see me looking over here, eventually I'm just going to move notes. But if you see me looking over here, it's because my notes is over here. Look. First and most, right? That is a company that I formed in 2006. I got married in 2006, so formulated it as the wedding business. So get into my story in a bit, but that's kind of how I jumped into the wedding industry. My background, I have a financial background, which is great for you guys because about all of the financial things that behind the scenes in the wedding, all different kinds of coordinators, wedding planner. I'm a wedding consultant. I excuse me, I have been planning big weddings, small, love it. This is, my thing. So the reason why I wanted to do this particular broadcast on the is because I actually, okay, so I have a podcast called the TT Show, and I did a episode. It's a fairly new podcast, and I just did an episode on. It was a co-host of me and my husband. We were talking about the royals, and and we just kind of talked about our marriage because my husband and we have been married for 12 years. So there were like things, but thinking like, how many women there are begin in order to have a royal wedding. And excuse me, started to form a list. You guys, here is what I came up with. Okay, I hope you guys are ready to go. Paper, I will give you a couple seconds. I'm just going to look over here to my there's a permission okay. So sorry guys. Okay, that you don't see, which is kind of a component in doing a wedding or having a wedding, is in fact, it's what's happening. That's what calls to plan your wedding effectively. Okay. So behind the scenes, you see all of the hard work that she has done, right? You just don't see it. So the point is that, less about when you're when you're the bride and you're planning, it's less about what everybody else is seeing in a sense. It's more about what you're doing, what you're executing, because that's going to be the finished product, right? So, number one, the first thing that you need to have is an intentional wedding planning. That means you have to have intentional wedding planning. And what does that mean? You know what details, right? So you need to know, what is the purpose of your wedding, right? Uh, Capturing the love between you and your fiance? Are you focusing on, having performers, like dance performers, do an intimate setting? It's things that you have to worry about, right? And so you want to be intentional. Who are you inviting? How many guests do you plan on inviting? What is the tone of you at ease or smooth, or do you want energetic? That's the tone. Like, how do you want people to feel your wedding? Point. Now, intentional planning and what call engaged. Try to make this possible. My husband, my fiance at the time, his brother was getting married, and they actually had got married, two back wedding, funding our own wedding, right? So it was a lot. So I, you know, traditional wedding. I wanted to get married in the church because of faith, my belief in God, and husband as well. We both come from Pentecostal. I'm Baptist, so we both grew up in wanted a church wedding. But we were like, you know what? We can't afford to have like this big blown out thing, because we just didn't have the money. Um, you know, we, you know, um, we made a vow that we would not take out any loans, that we would, set up. And so I was able to save $1,000 because I had to back out of a contract. I originally had, this hotel booked, and I was familiar with contracts because in my day job I was reading contracts, and I knew all. I just wasn't 100% sold on a location. And then after I, started going, like, I can't afford no $50,000 wedding for a gas and everything like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not taking out loans. My fiance at the time, he was like, babe, we just can't afford to do this. And so I it's so funny because I was kind of like in a little funk where I wasn't really feeling the wedding planning. I saw the price, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to look at other places. And I was able to carry my food manor in town, but they had stopped, like, in order to rent out, you had to bring your own caterers and all of that stuff. So I was able to get my food sponsored. I saved so much money. So I ended up backing out of my contract. And it's so funny because in the contract, in the fine print, it said, like, if they could, and this is usually a lot of contracts, but they starting to take it out of the new contracts. You got dropping it right now. Pay attention to the details in the contract, because usually it will say whether or not you can back out and get your deposit back. This contract, that as long as they're able to book the date, I will get a full refund. Now, we were going back and forth for a couple of weeks. I called and they were able to get my money back right away. Not a problem. And so, yeah, I was able to save myself $20,000, So our wedding, I think, came in at around $8,890 some dollars. Yeah, it was everything from dresses to details to invitation, flowers to everything, right? So that is what I did. I was able to do that. Exactly. I knew that what was important to me at my reception, I knew that my dress had to be on point. I knew that the food had to be on point, and I knew that the music had to be on point, because the things that and not feel out of place. That was the goal, and that's what succeeded. The other thing is, I had it in 3 months. So that's what really kicked off my wedding business, was that I had January to May, because I got married. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I had to do. I was very intentional on what I needed and what I wanted, and I had a plan, right? So that is what I mean when I say you have to be intentional. You have to have enough time, and I'll say you do need that 1 year to fully plan. But if you don't have that, it can still be done, because I have done it, but you do need support. Okay, now that brings me to let's see, two. Are you guys for number two? Number two is have been in the banking finance world. That's where I've been my career. That is where, I have, that's where I started. So, for me, the budget was something where I always go, that's very easy for me, right? So a workable budget is what the price point is that should reflect your wedding, your entire wedding, right? So that means that you need to have a breakdown of every single detail. I'm going to say it again. Of every single detail. You need to total it up from start to finish. You need to know what your workable budget is. You need to know that on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, right? And you need to have a plan on where you're tracking this. That is what a workable budget is, right? Okay. Let me just check my notes, you guys. I want to make. Okay. Okay. So when you have a workable budget, the other thing you need to know is where you're getting your money, like I did. Are you having a sponsor like I did that too? Are you getting trust their thing? Um, don't even think that you need to have trackable. You need to know where it's coming from. You guys, third is budget, right? What are the terms and um, a planner familiar with? Okay. So how are your vendors going to be paid, right? Are they going to be paid 50% up front and then 2 weeks before front, which should be a reflect for you to pay? Why do you need everything paid up? I would negotiate that, right? That's another gem that I just dropped for you, okay? See. Okay. There we go. Okay. So you need to know and be prepared up front. Actually start planning. So your number two is your budget, a workable budget. And like I said, you need to know every detail from the nuts. You need to track it. You need to know your contract. You need to know how much money are you paying your vendors. You need to know what's in those contracts. And you also need to know, how are you going to be paying for this, right? And then once you know that number, you need to stick to it, okay? Let's see. Number three. Yes. Where are you doing? What exactly are you doing with your wedding? So a roadmap will tell you what's going to happen from start to finish, from soup to nuts, right? Entertainment, right? Will there be an intimate setting? Will it be a beach wedding? Will it be a traditional wedding? Will it be a backyard wedding? Is it that you want, right? So you have to have a roadmap from start to finish because that's going to be your job to execute it, right? So how are you going to tie it all together, right? How are you going to do this? Are you going to have a theme? If so, what is your theme going to be, right? How, right? Do you know what to look for when you are picking a theme? Or are you just overwhelmed because you don't know yet, right? A roadmap from start to finish. You need to have one. You need to know where you are. You need to know where you are starting and where you are. Your day going to look like from start to finish. What are you doing each month? Who are you paying? What is the tone of your wedding? What is the theme of your wedding? What details are you going to be using? What I'm talking about when I say from soup to nuts. So number 3, a roadmap from start to finish, right? Now, number 4, you guys ready for number 4? Okay. Number 4 is organization. Yes. You guys, listen. But you very organized and you need to have organization when you're planning your wedding, right? So how are you communicating? So it's twofold. There's two folds, right? The first fold is how are you communicating with your guest, with your wedding party, and your vendors, right? Because that's your job to communicate to them. They need to know what's going on. You're going to be able to follow up with them to know when you're going to follow up, who's going to follow up. Are you going to delegate somebody to follow up for you? Yes. Are you going to be out of town? Do you have to set up travel for them? How are you going to set this up? You're going to do a website? Are you going to have hashtag? Are you going to, how are you going to coordinate so that people know what's going on with your wedding? That is your job, right? That is your job as the bride to make sure that the world will be and the less stressed out you will be, okay? I feel good, guys. I just feel so excited to be dropping these new gems for you. Okay, so the second part, remember I said we're still on organization. I said it's twofold. The second part to that is the tech. And the tech, I mean, T's and C's of, your invitations. Who's going to be handling that process for you? What does that, how are you organizing your wedding? Where are you setting all of this stuff? Are you going to use the web doing this, right? So that is one thing is, so you also should keep in mind too that if you are using social media, that not everybody is on social media, and at times you will have will be into your way and they will resist social media because people do, it's not their generation. So you need to have a form to communicate to them. Will you be calling them? Will you be sending people, updating those people who are not on social media, right? So that is what I'm talking about organizing. Um, okay, moving along. Now we are, have you guys for the final point here? Huh? Are you ready? Number 5 is help, you guys. Help. HELP. Are you going to hire someone? Are you going to hire somebody maybe just for the day to consult so that when you have questions that come up to help you, right? That's another option. Okay, so is really you should have someone have an interest in your wedding. You don't want to help you make decisions. Why? Because it causes chaos and confusion. The easiest way to plan your wedding effectively is to have help somebody who can make decisions for tied to any emotion in your wedding. And it's easy for to tell you, girl, you don't need to buy that because your budget, you can't afford that, and I don't want to stress this out, as opposed to me lending you the money and committing over something that you want to spend money on, and I gave you that money. Man, you may have a fight about it, right? Because I'm going to say, why are you going to spend $1,000 on invitations and you just borrow $500 from me to help you pay for this? You know, someone who has a financial interest in your wedding helping you. It causes confusion. No, the better you can get someone who is not emotionally tied to your wedding to help you will be so beneficial. Trust me. Thing is, you want people who have make sure that this helper has planned a wedding before or been to a wedding before, or at least know what the process is, at least have worked before, at least they should know, that you are going to need to make your day run effectively. Okay, so it's not just about somebody coming in and helping. You can have anybody help you, but you want it to be right. You want to have a successful, right? You want to stress out. You want your day to go as smooth as possible. And the more you can delegate to someone who doesn't have you know what you're going to be delegating. That's the other thing. Like, you don't want to pass over things just to pass over tasks that you don't want to do because you're involved, right? This is your wedding. You are the CEO of your wedding. Hashtag CEO bride. That is my hashtag. So when you see that, make sure you tweet that. That's a tweetable. Hashtag because CEO bride, a boss of your own, because you control, you make sure that things are run this. And taking control. That's how you have a royal wedding, right? Woo, you guys, I'm tired. That was a lot of talking. So I'm just gonna go over, my notes a little bit. You guys. Right? That's the goal. The goal is to have the wedding of your dream. Stress. Get like the beginning, or I'm so stressed out, my family is stressing me out, and I need somebody to intervene. So the quicker you can come to a decision on what it is that you want, how you're going to execute it, and your vision, and just your budget, and working out all of those things, and making it simple. Simple. That's what I do. I simplify everything just to make it work easy. Bring your vision to life, right? The quicker you do that, the easier you will have an awesome wedding. So I'm going to recap on the 5 tips again. Number 1 is to have an intentional wedding planning. Intentional wedding planning. That's number 1. That's your, the who, the what, the where, the why. Number 2 is budget. That's from soup to nuts. Where you're going to be tracking these things. How much are you going to be paying for what? Where you're getting the money from. Number 3 is the roadmap. The roadmap from start to finish. It's your responsibility to figure out what you're going to be doing month, each week, each day leads up to your wedding, right? Number 4 is organization. Where you're going to, as you're having that roadmap, that should lead you to a place so that you're organized, right? It should lead you to a place should look like. Okay. Number 5 is help. Who are you going to be delegating to help you with your wedding? preferably someone who doesn't have a financial interest in your wedding or a financial attachment to your wedding, because they will help you make a more decision making. So, just now I have something for you guys. I'm not gonna just say I don't know where to begin. Don't worry, I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. So, you guys, I want to offer you. I am going to be having a 3-day challenge. It's going to be challenge. In this challenge, right, we're going to dive deeper so that you can get these things done. So we're going to you effectively. Okay? So I am going to drop the link below in the chat, or over here on the page. It should be coming up, and over here I will drop the link in the description box and in the chat. And so sign up for the challenge. It's going to be an amazing challenge. On what you need, how to get started, all the tools that you're going to need so that you know how to effectively create the best vibe for a tribe. And your tribe is guests, right? Because ultimately you want to be a guest at your ultimate goal. You want to be chilling. You don't want to be all stressed out, waiting until the month before, you running around like a chicken with her head cut off. You don't want that. You want to be chilling. Let me tell you something, you guys. When I planned my wedding, my last month, I was so calm. I was waiting for my honeymoon. I was in honeymoon wait time. And for me, had the same results. Yes, that's on the high end or the low end. So if they can do it, you do it too. And I want it for you. Okay. So that is it. Make sure you join the challenge. Remember that is it starts on Tuesday, May 29th. To May 31st. Now, if you're watching this as the replay will still be here. And so, I will just link some things around so that you still access it all the work. This is okay. So, questions. So make sure you sign up because it won't be broadcast here. You have to sign up on the link. All right. So, ladies, that is it. I will see you in my next live broadcast. Hopefully, it's next Tuesday. I'm still working on the time. I thought I could do it at 7, but I have a meeting that may run a little later. So the first day may be a little bit late. It may be around 8:30 or 9, which I think is late. I would prefer to do it at 7. But either way, I will let you know. You will get all the details once you sign up for it. It's free. It's 3 days. We're going to take a deep into covered this thing. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You can IM me, DM me, whatever. That's it. So that is it. And I will talk to you guys next week. And if you're watching the replay, you sign up too. Get this goodness. Don't let it get away. So bye. I will see you guys soon.